Well, welcome to Cord Art. The project that I'd like to actually go about today is really all about DNA. Yeah, the DNA knot. And as you can see, there's a couple of double DNA knots which we'll be looking at in more detail. But my favourite is actually just the ordinary DNA. Fair enough, I've gone up and down this a couple of times with the cord to make it sort of sharp. Yeah, if you just do a single, I think that's a single DNA. Yeah, it might be a double, I can't remember now, but a single DNA, something like that. But if you start to go to a double DNA, comes up like that. And my favourite being, where's it gone? Can't find it. Was there? Oh, like that one, double DNA. Yeah, I'm just wondering where the green one is that I made just recently. I probably left it to one side. Yeah, so I've made many of these, all to do with the DNA knot. Yeah, I've tried doing them with waxed cords, which don't shine quite so much, but the emphasis is still there. There's a nice twist to those. So we decided to look at well, here we go. I've just found what I was looking for. Yeah, that's my favourite so far. I do like just a sharp DNA. Okay, I've been up and down that three times, I think, to actually get it to that shape, but it looks really nice. And the other one I had is just a single, well, it might be a double DNA. When I say double, backwards and forwards, starting here, coming down and then going back up to the top knot there. But what I do like doing is, my latest thing is to actually finish off the loop at the top with a bit of cobra. Yeah, this is my latest one, which I'm just going to show you how to make. So I've gone back in time, if you like, but I hope you like what you see. Yeah, enjoy it. It's a bit long, but enjoy. All the best from Cord Art. Well, welcome back to Cord Art. I want to try and do a sort of a double DNA, do a bit of an explanation on how I make my little key fobs. I mean, you can see that this one is on some really small cord at the base here, so I'll be explaining what to do with that, because you can't always get the 2mm cord that you start off with through the hole. So what we're going to need today for this video is 20 inches of 2mm full cord. Yeah, I've got the grey there. 10 feet of 1mm colour and 10 feet of another colour. I've chose yellow and orange. You need something that you're going to use as a fixture. I'm using this little towel today, and as you can see, it's got a fairly big hole through it. So what we're going to do with that 20-inch piece of cord is turn it into a stop knot with about an inch loop on top. Yeah, and we're going to cut the cords down to 6 inches, so that when we double them back up to the top just near that knot, they're in fact 3 inches. We got 4 cords going for 3 inches. That makes a really good core for the knot we're going to be tying along it. Yeah, just to add a little bit here, now where's that gone? As I say, I can actually fit this 2mm cord through that, no problem. But say for instance we were using a smaller charm, i.e., oops, like this owl, tiny little hole, so I've put a bit of 1mm through there, doubled it round, and what we'd do is exactly the same as we're going to do now, sort of double 2 pieces of 6 inch back to a stop knot, lay that onto the stop knot, onto the 4 cords, cut it to length to the top, tiny little bit of super glue just there to keep it all together so we can tie our knot along it. Yeah, probably as I've done there, need to leave a little bit like so. Yeah, just that little bit there. But we're not doing a small charm, we're doing a large charm, so let's go back to that. So yeah, so we've got our inch loop, our stop knot, 6 inches of cord either side on the tail. Yeah, so we're going to pass those through, one each way. That one can go that way, and that one can go that way. We're going to bring them up to the top. Now I've mounted these ends over so they're not too scruffy. Yeah, we've got to butt them up against that stop knot there, right to the top. Now the light's just starting to fade here. I haven't got any lights on, so I'm having to really look. Right, got them just up there. We don't want to be able to tie a knot above it really. Stick a little bit of super glue on there just to hold our place. If there's any left in this bottle, yeah, just a little bit. We'll just wait till that goes off. I can see that I've got one twisted, which isn't really helpful, but I don't think it'll make much difference. Right, oh, nearly. Hold that on for a second. Now I'm hoping I can actually explain properly how we do this. So we got now 4 cords as a core, and this will come down here. Now the idea is to put this double DNA from the top, right from the top, down to about 1/4 of an inch away from the bottom. Yeah, maybe 1/2 inch away from the bottom. Now how do we do the double DNA? Let me just secure my glue so I don't have any accidents. So yeah, all we needed for this really was a pair of scissors, some means of heating something up, a torch, and a measure. Yeah, so let's start off with the, I think the orange. So we'll find the center of that 10 foot. You have to bear with me, I can't get it all online. Nearly there. Right, so there's our center. We're just going to put it over the top, just underneath the knot. Yeah. Now you can do this all to the left or all to the right. I'm going to be doing it all to the left, so to speak. So my loops are all going to be on the left. So what I've done there is just made that into a loop on the left, like so. I'm going to come over it, round the back. First one's always a little bit iffy. Pull all the slack through and then size it up so that we've got that first cobra knot right at the top. Of course, all what a DNA is a cobra knot just done all on one side. So we've got that one as a start, a cobra knot just like so. Yeah, we're going to leave that one now. Oh dear, we've had a mishap. One of my cords hasn't stuck and I want it underneath that cord, so I'm going to stop there, rectify that, come back to you at this point. Right, so there we go. I've managed to get all the twist out of this time because one was undone. So we got our first cobra knot to the top, just underneath that stop knot. Yeah, we're going to get the yellow one now. I'll find the center of that one. I'll be dipping into this and out, showing you bits and pieces. I'm not going to because the biggest thing that you need for this video is time. It takes quite a while. So right, I found my halfway through. I'm going to loop that up underneath because I want it the second colour. Here we're going to do exactly the same as what we just did. So we're underneath, a loop to the left, round the yellow, behind and up through that loop there. Yeah, take the slack through. Couldn't be easier. This is the third time I've tried to do this knot. Unbelievable. And there you go. And that's what we're looking for. The first two, like so. Let's tighten them both up together. Now it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect because we're going to be going back over this. Can you see that there's a slight little bit of grey there? Not to worry about that at all. Right. And this is the knack of doing this, right? This is the art of doing this knot now. Now, once you've got that start, you can see that your orange is above. To begin with, you see where that knot is there. You bring your orange underneath. Yeah? So we're going to be having the oranges behind and the yellows in front. If I can get you on screen, we're going to have the oranges behind and the yellows at the front. So that means that we're going to bring that orange underneath that yellow. Ignore the yellow. Because we've come underneath this yellow, the orange on this side has to come over the top of the yellow, and then we can tie our next knot, which is a loop to the left, round this one, back up through, and take the slack through. Right, you'll see that when we tighten this now, the orange will go behind like so. We'll straighten them up a little bit. Yeah. Right, let's turn our attentions to the yellow. The yellow, as I say, is going to be forward, so where that knot is going to go forward. So that means that if this is going to go forward, the yellow has got to come underneath. So we'll bring the yellow underneath, tie a stop knot, tie a cobra, like so. Pull the slack through, tighten that one up. Now as we tighten this, because we're tying the loops all on one side, it will start to twist. Probably in a couple of knots time you might be able to see how it's twisting round the core. So again, with the orange, it's going to be at the back. Excuse me. So we bring it under. We're going to use that one under. This orange on this side, if this one's come under, this one's coming over. Loop it. Tie your cobra. Oh, come on. Like so. Yeah. Right, that's two yellows now. Let's go for a third yellow. Now the yellow is on top, so it comes forward. Because it's coming forward, the yellow has to come from the back and under. We put a loop there, bring this round the yellow, behind the core and back up through. Tighten that yellow down. Yeah. And tension is key. I mean, I like them nice and tight, looking good. Yeah. As we get down a little bit further, you'll see. I mean, I will show you a few more on this, and then I'll take it away and go right to the base and come back to you. So obviously it's the orange's turn next, and the orange is going to come from the back and come under. So the orange on that side comes over. You make your loop on that side and bring it over the core. This one goes over that, behind and up through. Bring the slack through. We'll tighten that one up, like so. Can we see the twist yet? It's just starting to twist a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. Do a yellow. Yellow is a forward one, so we know that the yellow on the left is going to come under. A loop of yellow there. Go over, behind and up through with a loop. Bring the slack through. Tighten up that knot, like so. Now I'm giving them a really good pull, and you can start to see where the twist is coming now. Yeah, this is going to twist around here a couple of times. Right, orange from behind, so it comes under. So this one comes over the top. Like so. Up through. And tighten. Someone's in a rush. Tighten that one. I tend to go through a sequence. I'll show you that sequence. You can definitely see it starting to twist now, yeah? Right, I'm going to show you two more knots before I take this away and start to play with it over in comfort. So we're going to do yellow next. Yellow's a forward one. You can see all the yellow knots in the front, all the orange knots at the back. So yeah, we're going to use this one at the front. The yellow on that side is going to come underneath. So this yellow has come underneath the orange now. When we do the orange in a minute, it's going to be staying on top because it's vice versa each side. Can't explain it any better than that. So we've got the yellow there. Bring that through. Tighten that down. So the sequence is tighten that one down, tighten that orange one up before we use it, and then pull both together, make it twist a little bit. So yeah, the orange one under this side, as I say, we don't come underneath on that side now, we come over the top. They're vice versa to each other all the time. So cobra around the core, if I can get my fingers to work. Slack through, tighten down. like so. So tight, yellow, tight, both of them together, tight. So if you look at the back now, you can definitely see that they're starting to twist. Yeah. So I'm going to carry on now doing exactly what I did there. When we come back, I'll have gone down to about here. And I think what I did with the other one was the last little bit with one of the chords, I did a normal cobra for the last ½ inch. And then I did a king cobra going back, and then we picked up on the swirling, the doubleness again, but you'll see that as it comes down. So I'll come back to you when I've gone down to about ½ inch. Yeah, back shortly. Well, there you go. I mean, we've gone most of the way down there. You can see the nice twists that have started to occur now because we've kept that loop all to the left hand side. Now what I'm going to do is, I've just finished on an orange. I'm going to do a cobra down to the bottom, and then I'm going to return back up to that position with the cobra, making it a king cobra. So the reason I want to do that is because I want to keep that tail fixed in that position. Yeah. So I'll just do that and come straight back to you. So this was what I was trying to achieve. Only halfway there at the moment, so I've carried on with that orange chord, and about 5 or 6, maybe 10 cobras to the end. It's stopping that from flopping around a little bit. It still moves, but it holds its place, sort of thing, you know, which is what I was after. And now what I'll do is bring the cobra back on itself, like so, so that we can have a king cobra coming back. Yeah. If I can find the chords. Light's not too great now, it's getting late at night, but if we go to there, like so, bring that around like that. So we'll just bring those cobras back to where we finished off with the yellow and the orange, and we'll restart up again, but I'd like to show you that happening. So I'll just bring these oranges back down to that start point there. Yeah. Right. So I've brought that orange back down from the tail to meet the yellow once again. Now we're going to actually carry on and do a second row or second covering of the knot. Yeah. Because we're heading the opposite direction now, where we had the orange behind, it's now obviously in front. Yeah. If we was still going that way, the orange would be behind and the yellow in front. But because we're going back down this way, orange is now at the front. So what we're going to do is have the orange come that way and the orange come under that one. Yeah. And then we'll carry on with our knot. See what happens. So round, cobra. You have to keep the yellows out of the way, unfortunately, until we get started. Right. Now we should be just about right at going orange. And then if we bring the yellow, now the yellow is behind now, isn't it? So it comes under and the yellow comes over the top. Yeah. worthwhile with these first couple, making sure that you're lined up onto the previous cobra. I know that's a mouthful, but if I do this knot and try and explain. So there's the second one here. What we want to make sure is that these knots are going down, sorry, let's get it on shot. The knots that we've just tied, these two, are in line with the line there, which they are. You can see that they're going to travel down on top. The last thing you want is these knots halfway between the track, if you like. So we're on line again. So orange to the front, because it's gone to the front, the orange on that side will go underneath, a loop over that cord, round the back and up through, bring the slack through. And get that third knot into position. Let's just pull on the orange, pull on the yellow, and then pull together. And I think we're on our way now. Yellow, which is behind, comes forward but underneath here, because it comes underneath on this side. It's on top and goes over this side. Are we winning? I think we are. Starting to look good, starting to come round. I'm going to carry that on down to the bottom and decide if I've got enough cord to go a third time back. Doubt if I will have, because as I say, I think we had 10 feet of each cord. I think we probably needed 12.5 feet of each cord to do a third one, but we'll see when we get down to the end. Come back to you when I reach the end. Okay, so this is twice along. I've got enough cord there to go back along, back to here again. If I haven't got quite enough orange, then I'll have to join a couple of pieces just about here, but we'll see how we go. Well, welcome back. As you can see, I've completed this little project. So what did we do? There was plenty of cord to actually go down a third time, so we actually started up here with the double DNA, carried on down to here and stopped. We then used the orange to come down here and do a king cobra, so we came down this part here and then back up, and then we picked up again and did a second twirl around the whole body here. When we got to here, we turned it back round, came along here and finished just there. The other thing that I've done is actually done a cobra around that inch or so loop, yeah. And that's basically the way that I go about making what I hope my daughter likes as a fish. She wanted the original that I made, which was green, but I've made her one in her favourite colours, which is yellow and ginger, or yellow and orange. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this double DNA project. Cheers.